Each April, attention is focused on the serious problem of child abuse. According to the 2012 Minnesota Child Welfare Report, there were nearly 26,000 reports of child maltreatment in the state. 8 children died as a result of maltreatment, and 52 suffered life-threatening injuries. In Winona County, 25 children were reportedly neglected or abused in 2012. Marcy Hitz, the director of Minnesota programs for the Family and Children's Center, said child abuse also leads to additional social and emotional problems down the road.
Those are the things that we're seeing more now in our society. You know, it isn't often that a person can just, have a job and be a functional person and never interact with anyone else. You know, we all require that our employees have good emotional skills, good emotional intelligence. And child abuse is really devastating to people. And in a complex society where you have to do a lot of interactions and a lot of talking with people and interacting with people, it can create a lot of ongoing trauma that is never resolved and then is just passed down from year after year after year.
Child abuse can be cyclical. Hitz says the answer to breaking the cycle is making effective parenting resources readily available.
Almost without exception, every parent that I ran into loved their children. That's not the issue. It's that they really don't have the resources that they need to parent them effectively, and usually they're parenting the way they were parented. So the first way to stop that cycle is to make sure that people understand why this isn't good for children. It can seem like the most normal thing in the world, and to understand that it really isn't normal or that it's harmful to your kids is what people need to know. When they understand that, they'll usually try to make changes. But human behavior is a complex thing. If you've ever just even tried to do something simple like lose weight, you know how hard it is to change your own behavior. And then we ask someone who's had years of being raised a certain way to just change their behavior like that, and it's not. It takes time.
It said the Family and Children's Center is active on 2 fronts, not only in the treatment of kids who have been abused, but working to prevent the abuse from happening.
We have a number of programs here for kids that are experiencing different kinds of trauma or emotional disturbance in their life, and so we can work with those kids before they get real escalated. We can help them learn to manage some of the things that are happening in their life and provide supports for the parents so that the situation doesn't spin out of control. But we also have other programs, for example, Maddie's Place, our Child Advocacy Center, where we work with kids that already have been the victims of abuse and neglect. And we do a couple things with that program. One of the things we try to do is for those cases that really are serious enough and require prosecution, we want to make sure that a really good trained forensic interviewer has talked with this child and that they're able to get all of the details that prosecutors need so that the child only has to tell their story once. A second thing that we will do at Maddie's Place, though, is to make sure that we work with families so that they have the supportive services that they need. So we do focus on getting the information necessary for a good prosecution so that the child only has to tell their story once. But we also want to make sure that families can start to heal and that we can provide services, for example, family group decision making and supervised visits so that, children still can see their parents maybe while they're working on their issues and trying to get things under control.
While blue ribbons are the traditional symbol for child abuse, Maddie's Place has adopted the Blue Kids as a symbol of child abuse in Winona County.
It has really become a kind of a focal point in Winona is the Blue Kids. What we try to do here at Family and Children's Center is take a traditional symbol for Child Abuse Prevention Month, which is the blue ribbon, and just make sure that people understand we really are focusing this on kids and what it is about. Because so many causes have a ribbon, and a ribbon is great. But we want people to understand that the focus of child abuse prevention is the children and making sure that they are protected. So we have a chance for folks, corporations, individuals to sponsor the Blue Kids. Many of them have signs hanging around their neck. Those are folks that have contributed to our work here at Family and Children's Center. But they also represent the number of kids that maybe don't get the help that they deserve. So I know as a longtime resident of Winona, I love driving by here now on Franklin Street in April and always just getting to see all the blue kids. It helps me remember what it's about.
If you would like to help further the missions of the Family and Children Center in Maddie's Place, there are several ways to do that. You can take a child into your home as a treatment foster care parent, check out the many volunteer opportunities available at Family and Children Center, or make a financial contribution. To find out more information, go to fcconline.org.